Thank you for turning to page 121. Today we're going to go into the Unearthed Arcana from 1985, and we are going to look at gloves of missile snaring. I don't know about anybody else, but these caused a lot of problems at my table for a while. We had a hard time figuring out exactly how they worked. We had to come up with a few house rules. And I just want to talk about them a little bit. So, gloves of missile snaring. These gloves radiate a slight enchantment and alteration to armor, if magic is detected for. Once snugly worn, they seem to meld with the hands, becoming almost invisible, undetectable unless within 5 feet of the wearer. Either or both hands so clad, if not already holding something, can be used to actually pick many sorts of missiles out of the air, preventing possible harm and possibly enabling the wearer to actually return the missile to its sender as an attack. All forms of small hand-hurled or weapon-propelled missiles, arrows, bolts, darts, bullets, javelins, axes, hammers, spears, and the like, can be caught. If the weapon magically returns to the attacker, then catching it simply prevents damage, and returning the weapon does not result in an attack. So, for instance, a dwarven thrower. If a dwarven thrower were to be thrown at you, you could catch the dwarven thrower, hold it momentarily, and then when you let it go, the magic of the thrower will bring it back to its original user. So, kind of an interesting thing, and seems pretty straightforward until you actually start diving in a little bit. They are hard to detect, which I like. Either or both hands are so clad, which implies that you can use one glove of missile snaring, and but if you have the pair and you're not holding something, you can grab many sorts of missiles out of the air. It does not say bat them aside, it says catch. And to us, that was kind of important because the way we were first running these, we were allowing 2, 3, 4 different things to be deflected, a la the old Kung Fu TV show. And you could just deflect the missile and go on your way. And then we read a little more carefully, and it says clearly that you have to catch it. So because of that, we ruled that you can only do 1 per glove. In other words, 2 per round. So 1 per hand. And as I say, it implies that if I could wear 1 glove, I could have a glove of missile snaring on 1 hand. But that would seem to me that if I'm actually catching something like an axe or a javelin, that I would have to actually hold it for at least a moment. So we ruled at my table anyway that you get 1 per glove. So if you have 2 gloves, you get 2 missiles that you can snag out of the air. Missile snaring, it's right there in the name, not deflection. So as I say, it caused some problems at our table because we had a couple of situations where multiple archers were targeting a player character who had these, and he's saying, wait, I could just swat them aside. And, that only takes a split second to do, so the magic of the gloves let me get them all right away. And we all kind of thought about it a little bit, and it was the middle of a game, so we didn't want to slow stuff down. So we said, okay, fine, this one time that's how we'll do it. And he got out of the sticky situation, and off he went. But the more we thought about it, the more we thought, well, that's not what the gloves actually say. They say they're missile snaring. You have to catch it. And to my mind, that means 1 per hand. So if somebody throws a hammer at me and an axe at the same time, I can do a really cool move where I snag both out of the air, and I can throw them back if I want. I have no idea what my penalties will be for offhand or anything. That's not what this video is about. So I can throw them back as a return attack. That's kind of neat. Also, it begs the question, do I do anything else during the round that I'm catching 1 or more missiles? At my table, no. You can't be readying a weapon or pulling out a dagger to hurl or anything like that if your hands have to be empty to catch these missiles. As I said, once you catch the missile, you can try to return the attack. That's fine. But other than that, at my table, once you've caught 1 missile per glove, you're done for the round. For obvious reasons, these missiles, or these gauntlets, the gloves rather, are more effective given to a lower level character than a higher level character. You can have a lot of ways out of a lot of situations once you're a higher level character than just catching an arrow. But we take a look at the magic item, how much these guys are worth. Gloves of missile snaring are worth 1,500 experience points. These are not terrible if you decide to give them out at even lower to medium level. By that I mean 3rd, 4th, 5th level. It's not really going to unbalance your game. One thing you'd be surprised about is how unwilling player characters are to have their hands be empty in the event of needing to catch a missile. Oh, and that brings me to one other problem we have with these. People were kind of treating these like Spider-Man spider sense, where they could just reach out of the air and grab it whether they knew it was coming or not. At my table, you have to be aware of the attack coming your way. somebody's shooting at you from ambush and you have no idea they're coming, you can't catch the missile just because you don't know to react to it. I have seen it played both ways. That's the way I've chosen to do it at my table. There's no spider sense involved with this. It's simply a matter of, oh my gosh, that guy's throwing an axe at me. I'll catch it and I'll return it. So, but yeah, at my table, no for other attacks other than returning the thrown items are allowed. You can't cast a spell. You can't do anything else. That's all you can do is missile snare. So bad news if you decide to missile snare and nobody shoots anything your way, but I don't know that I've ever seen that happen. So I've seen these used, as I said, 3rd to 5th level. I have no real issue with these being given out. Certainly by 7th level, I think these are a viable magic item to give out to the party. You're going to find it's just not going to change things that much. Unless they have an arrow of slaying or something like that, and you happen to have a player who is aware of it and catches it, that would keep the arrow from discharging and slaying and all that good stuff, at least at my table. But that's all I've got today about the gloves of missile snaring. Let me know what you think. Have you given these out? Have you had a good time with them or a bad one? I know they can be either. Once we ironed out those couple of rules, though, the gloves are a fine, solid, low to mid-level magic item at my table. But that's all I got today from page 121. I want to thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Tell your friends. Also take a look at the Patreon, see if you can help me out there. And I'll see you next time.